See, that's the antenna that I purchased off of eBay for about $23. It's sitting on top of a top fence pole, and on the very bottom where the in line with the roof, and if I can go around the side here without shaking too much, it's actually mounted on top of a satellite dish mount with three cables going down to hold it steady. So that thing rotates around with remote control inside, and to find channels, it's a pain in the butt resetting everything and programming the TV. Now, it works good in the fall when all the trees around here are virtually bare. Okay, there's nothing really blocking it. All right, but when these trees are all in bloom, forget it. We can't get very much of a channel at all. So I am going to, I'm using an idea that's off the internet, off the YouTube channel. I have been making these little antennas, homemade antennas, and not very many of them have actually worked very good. So that's what I'm going to do. And let's go inside. I'll show you what I'm doing. All right, so that's the channel that's coming in right now. Actually, it looks pretty good. All right, but the problem is when I move up and down the channels, here's what's going on. Okay, I'm going to hit down, and okay, that comes up. Sometimes I'll have a weak signal. All right, this is all the free airways HD that's all over the. See, that's coming up really slow, and that might not even come up. Okay, I'm hitting another one. All right, so what I'm looking at is right now we have to we use this. Let me get over where the light is. I don't have lights on in the living room. Okay, so we have this remote control that we have to rotate that antenna up with every time we want to use, and then we have to reprogram the whole TV. And that's ridiculous. So what I'm doing here, I'm really hoping that I might have to turn on the lights just so you can see things. All right. So what I have now, that's like changing out cameras in the middle of the whole thing. The other one don't have the batteries. Anyway, what I'm doing is cutting. These are clothes hangers. Bunch of them. You can go on Facebook, ask your friends if they have the old metal coat hangers that the dry cleaners have, and collect a bunch of them. All right, these measure out. Mine at least measure out about 14 inches. Okay, and what I do is I bend it in the center. All right, at 7 inches. So what you have is you're going to take, even if they're clear, okay, even if they look like they're metal, if they look like they're just plain old metal, then you're still going to give them a good sanding because they have wax and stuff over them. All right, so to prevent corrosion. So you're going to sand this down real good, get the metal to show because it has to catch the signals. And then you're going to bend it into this, and I'm making 24 of them for my project. Okay, smaller than what the guy on YouTube is using, because I don't want it. It's going to be up in my living room somewhere. I hope. I can't put it outside because of the weather. All right, so that's my plan. So I'm going to sit here and sand down 24 of these, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm done cutting all my 24 poles, and what I've been doing is sanding them down. And when what you're going to do is first of all, you need a pair of dice to do the cutting. I got 2 of these out of each clothes hanger, cutting about that much off the top. All right, and you'll have about this much left over. So if you want to make them longer than 14 inches, you have that much to play with. All right, and you still get 2 of them out of each one. So I'm taking one of them that I've already bent, and that's what I'm using as a template, and then going to the center, which is about 7 inches, and then bending it right there. Now keep in mind that if you're not strong enough to do this, it's relatively easy for me, but we're all different. If you're not able to straighten out the edges, use your pliers and your dikes, and don't go all the way down to break it, but use it to bend with. But don't bend these until after you're done sanding. Okay, regular sandpaper, this is pretty coarse. It's 150, and those guys do a lot of woodwork and all that, know what 150 does. This is pretty rough, and you want to get this white paint off, and you're just going to sit there and go back and forth. Now keep in mind, it gets a little warm after a while. It's caused by friction. So, hey, sand them all down. That's not done yet. That's far from being done. Moving around in your sandpaper to get a coarse area, and just keep going back and forth. And pretty soon you'll see steel, and that's what you want. Bare metal all the way through. And you keep pressing on. Hopefully it'll turn out pretty good. Just got finished sanding these down, or you can say grinding. I kind of cheated a little bit because I'll tell you what, with a piece of sandpaper, it takes forever to get this white paint off of this stuff. So I have a Dremel tool out in the garage, and I sat out there, got most of it off, and I could probably do better if I take some sandpaper and just get the rest of it, but I'll do that later on. But I want to show you something, okay? If you bend these and just grab the ends and bend them together, you'll have a wide gap here. The screws and the washers that you use have to hold this down. So you want to get a sharp area in here. So I'm putting these in stacks of 4 over here because each piece of wood that's going to go up has 2 coming out on both sides, 2 coming out on both sides on the inside and out. So you have to say, when you lay them out, you're going to have inside and out. Okay, and 3 of them. So I'm going to show you something here. You go to about the center. All right, you bring these around, go to about where the center is, put your finger in there, and bend on your finger. All right, leaving your finger on the inside. And don't worry about it if you're not perfect on the measurements here. But what you have now is that real sharp area in there. So while you're bending these, that's an idea for you. Is just do your best on the measurement where the 7-inch mark is, and put your finger on the inside and bend it, and you get your sharp thing. Okay, just wanted to point that out to you. I'm out of my garage, and this is some scrap wood. This was from a frame of a picture that courtesy of the U.S. government moving contracts for the Navy lost our big picture that this actually went around. So I'm going to use that. That's going to be a nice hole to run some cables through, actually. So standing up like this, and what we want is a total height of 2 feet. Okay, so we have to take into consideration of the thickness of the wood on the bottom and the top. Now these are actually have staples around them, and all I got to pull out. This was a framing of a bed that we bought, or a piece of furniture or something like that, and I had all this wood around it supporting the bed. So that's why I keep the scrap wood, because something like this, what a great project to use. And I have 2 more of them right here. I have to pull all the staples out, and I should be able to get all my, at least my side supports. And what will happen, the holes will be drilled to run the wires through, and then the 2, the hanger parts will be hanging out on both sides. One here, one there, one here, one there, and it being just about 2 feet tall. So that's the that's the advantage of having scrap wood. Now on the top and the bottom of the unit, I'll probably have to put plywood or something like that, or build something. Maybe I'll have some leftover wood for holding the whole structure together. But that's the idea. I'm going to cut the pieces, and then I'll show you about the assembly. I'm going to go ahead and put my stands up. It's going to be standing like this. All right. So I've glued a nail down here. Nope, I'm not a professional at that at all. First thing you want to do is preset your nails. All right, don't let them come out the bottom. You're going to put this guy down here. I like the stain part of it, one on there. If there's stain already on there, have it up on top. This, by the way, the old frame is extremely hard wood. So I'm going to put glue in there. I have a paper towel standing by for runoff. Okay, and we're going to slide that right in there. Make it as center as possible. I'll put this on the ground so it doesn't make too much noise while I'm pounding. I'm going to hammer this in. And fold it over. It's just very hard wood. Make sure that that's straight, because it's going to top. As long as it grabs. And I fold it over too. But you know what? I don't care as long as it grabs and holds it on. And it is. because I'll just pull the nails out afterwards. All it is just a. So what I'll do is I'll leave this. I'll do the rest, the other two later on, but and I'll probably bring this inside if it doesn't cure, if the glue doesn't cure by tonight, because it is supposed to get below freezing tonight. It's only part of Christmas. As far as this goes, I'm going to put decoration over this anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. But if you have holes already in it, put them toward the bottom, because when we put the things on, we're going to have the wires running down to go down on the bottom. All right, so go ahead and get that set up, and I'm going to let that sit. When I do the other two, let it sit overnight, because I'm done working on this for today. After sanding all those clothes hangers down, yep, I'm a little tired. Okay, something to show you real quick. These are all done drying. Once again, not a perfect nail job. I'm not really worried about that. Something I did not point out, and these things that I cut. All right, you want to try and make this area as the same width as this. Didn't quite work out for me that way. My calculations were not right. I do measure twice, cut once, so that didn't work out good. And also, you want to do the best on the angle that you're going to go on. You're making a triangle, so figure that out. You may want to make a template for that or whatever. But hey, I'm doing this, so maybe you can perfect it when you do yours, okay? So then what I'm going to do now is go ahead and cut these up and put it all together. And remember, you're going to do 2 sets of this. All right, we're going to do it on one side, flip it over, we're going to do it again on the other side. Okay, what I did is I missed a spot in the video, so I'm actually backtracking. All right, take your wood and mark it off to the distance that you want, okay? I made a slight error. This is not quite 2 feet tall, all right, because I thought that I would have this piece underneath and this piece on top. So I like to do it this way, so it's okay. And this is about the size that it's going to be, all right? And so cut 6 pieces, 2 feet long on these, all right? And you'll come out to something like this. All right, and these are the other 3 that will be underneath. So after I do this, I'm going to go up there. So this should be exactly the same. Now what I did here, let me put these down so you can see. I have these interlacing. So I'm going to come up here, and I actually have it overlapping, and I drew a line where I'm going to cut out. So this sits flat down on top of that. And once again, I'm going to nail, and I'm going to glue all the way around. Really want to get this done today because we're expecting severe weather tomorrow. Tornadoes coming across the midsection of the U.S. I'm in Maryland, so they're giving some hefty warnings about thunderstorms and so on. So I really want to get this done so I can move on to other things. Probably record that storm for you. So, all right, now let me continue on where I was going. Hey, you know what? I'll just go ahead and end this one. I think I got all the just to it, and the next video is going to take on from here. By the way, if you have any of the antennae that has the really wide opening here instead of the narrow one, now's the time to take a pair of pliers and bring them down to size. Okay, so what I do is I put my fingers inside to hold them. If they start going down, that's okay. And you're going to actually bring that down narrow. So you want them about the size to where a screw is going to fit through there, then open it up again. And that's how you make them there. But you need to have these nice and tight in there, otherwise it's not going to make connection. And in fact, I'm going to make this just a little bit more tighter. All right, and there it is. So that's the idea of why you need to have those so tight.